So the fact that people ever got taken in by the adrenochrome conspiracy, for me, it put me on high alert of the fact that people aren't don't have a really good perception of reality, and that there are people out there who are literally because people will normally say, like, people like myself who we claim to be intuitives, we have increased pattern recognition, we also have predictive analytics. Mine aren't perfect, but they provide me with guidance in the ways that I can typically help people. As I was telling you guys, like, I predicted those storms, and I told you that the United States is going to continue to be in a storm until it begins to comprehend people, to seek to understand them, to value human life rather than to conquer human life, for power and control. We are walking through that prediction. That prediction did not come from pattern recognition. That came from me reaching onto the third shelf. If you're wondering what I mean by the third shelf, that upper shelf where I reach up and I pull down information that does not sit in human, it's not something that you're going to get by looking at a pattern. It's not something that you're going to get by being able to look at human history. It's literally something that people do not see and are unable to perceive. But because of my predictive analytics, I'm able to pull it down. I don't have access to everything. And I don't want people to subscribe, excuse me, it's late at night. I don't want people to subscribe to my channel believing that I can tell you everything and teach you everything and give you a complete recitation of what all is about to occur in history, right? I cannot do that. I may be given information from me reaching up to the third shelf that may plot a course, right? As I was telling you about when I was wearing that green shirt, and it's in my YouTube predictions file, and I was saying from the third shelf, I pulled down for you guys that the fulcrum of the universe, it can still swing in a positive direction for humans, for Americans, right? But we have to make choices, because even at that third level of predictive analytics, there are still things that hinge upon what humans decide. And once you see the choice, you can tell the humans, you can go up to that third level and you can tell the humans, okay, here's what's about to happen. And believe it or not, it is what it is. But what I've realized, let me get back on topic. What I've realized is that with this whole adrenochrome thing, the QAnon thing, I had to realize and accept the fact that there are a lot of people walking around who are not high functioning individuals who have a perception of reality. They were not taught critical thinking. They were taught to be cultists. And so one of the problems with society that exists, and it's kind of like why I think I'm just going to start ticking through these things, is that human beings are, if they want to survive as a species, and I've talked to you guys for years about human beings, if they want to survive, a couple of things they're going to have to stop doing. Okay? Because as I've told you guys for years, human beings, their trajectory from rock to bullet is not as direct as they think, that they have gone through upheaval. They've gone through annihilations and cleansings, which there's some more chaos in our, from an environmental perspective, that I'll talk to you guys as time goes along, because we might be in for a shift. I'm gonna pause on that. Let me get back to the adrenochrome thing, because this is going to become boring. But I'll come back to you with meteorological predictions. And as time goes along, I just think in the short term, if I would tell you guys one thing, go back and watch that video that I did on gardening. You need to start figuring out how you're going to secure your access to fresh vegetables and foods as I'm not predicting famine, but as you are going to see increased difficulty to get access to certain goods and things because of the volatility in from a political and a business standpoint, a farming standpoint, as that infrastructure has fallen through. You don't see it yet, but it has collapsed. And when I say collapse, not to cause alarm, but it is, you could think of it more of it as an interruption because they still can be fixed if proper decisions are made. But I put zero trust in proper decisions being made. So with the bit of ground, the dirt that I have, with the bit of skills that I have, I'm increasing my ability to grow things so that I can be prepared, so that I already have seeds, I already have dirt, I realize from season to season how the sun works where I live. And I know that I can at least produce some tomatoes, some peppers, some potatoes, I found some graphics. I'll share them with you all. But again, I'm sorry, I just got off the Adrenochrome topic and I will get back to it. But I wanted to, if for those who are listening, you need to start finding out how to secure because let me explain something. Hoarding is not going to work. People don't understand the extreme nature of food insecurity that's going to start barreling its way across continents because of what's going on. Because we've got a multi-continental melee going on that people are going to interpret as one more sign of the second coming of Jesus Christ. And they're going to be horrifically wrong because they're going to be allowed to hurry up and die because no one is coming. Oh, let me not go there. Let me not go there because I do not want to fall into like my own, I want to keep this kind of directed. I've talked about that subject enough that Christians, and we've all talked about it. We've tried to help you guys deconstruct. Christians, many of them have deconstructed. The clarion call for them was to help them deconstruct. The clarion call was for people who had mixed their politics and their religion to deconstruct. All this stuff, all the warnings had been there. Now people are in the FAFO stage. So the hate you have and your desire to be purely self-interested is going to harm you. That's a whole video I need to make. That hate you have, that hatred, because I've been talking about it for years now, that people think our whole, like humanity has built, and I'll end this episode here. I need to get back to Adrenochrome. Humanity has built systems and ways of being based on a failure to realize that harming others so that you won't be harmed, like going and committing genocides because you're afraid and you want to ensure your position on the earth, is not the path forward for human beings. And until they internalize that fact, you're in a phase of being now which has been orchestrated that your hate is gonna harm you. So to be continued. I'll start up again on the next episode.